What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hamza from Ather Gaming, and today, guys, I'm coming to you with a brand new deck profile, guys. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys comment what you guys want to see next, and of course, guys, make sure you guys subscribe because we are so close to hitting that 6K subscriber mark, and I can finally tell you this insane giveaway that we have coming up. As always, guys, a huge shout out to all of our Patreons, guys, and of course, if you guys want to learn how you can take advantage of all our exclusive opportunities that we offer our patrons, make sure you guys check out that link down below. Without further ado, guys, let's get straight into this deck profile. So guys, starting off with the deck profile, guys, of course I am going to be rocking our triple Lopter Shadow of the Generator bosses, guys. Now you all know what Lopter does, and if you guys don't know, he's essentially a quick effect lone fire blast from the deck. If you guys don't know what lone fire does, essentially he summons any generator monster from your deck by attributing a generator card on the field. Then during your opponent's turn, all generator monsters you control gain 1000 attack points and defense points. But again, guys, if you guys want to see my pure generator deck file, make sure you guys check out one of the cards. I think it's going to be here or here, I don't really know, to be honest. But yeah, it's going to be in one of these top right corners, or just link down below, and there you guys will be able to see my pure generator deck file and hear my thoughts about that deck. But yeah, so that's it for our triple Lopter. Now moving on from Lopter, guys, we are going to be playing our two hard generator boss of the storms. If you guys don't know what hard does, is he's essentially like a dark law. When opponent adds a card, it's like when an opponent adds a card from their hand except during the draw phase, you can make your opponent send one monster card from their hand to the graveyard. Again, it's a send, not a discard, so it doesn't trigger majority of the monsters that trigger when they're pitched from the hand to the grave. Just make sure to keep that in at the back of your Scully over there. But yeah, so that's it for his first effect. And then the second effect is during your player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you contribute to like generator monster, like 2 fairy monsters, and like negate the activation if you do destroy it. So he's like the negation that we kind of really want to get out turn 1 during our opponent's turn. So essentially turn 1 or like turn 2, however you look at it. Bahar is really good. Essentially he's like the boss monster of the deck if you do so, even though like every monster is a boss, like boss of storms, boss of this, boss of that, blah blah blah. But yeah, so that's it for the boss. Then moving on, we play 2 Mardell. I'm still playing 2 Mardell, even in like a sort of like a mixed variant, like a hybrid variant of this deck, just because I feel like Mardell is just so important in what she actually provides. Being able to summon a Mardell like during our turn 1 if we have that play, and then during like maybe a follow-up play we can get more recursion, and this is how we kind of like keep the good times flowing, you know what I mean? So 2 Mardell, really good. If you guys know what she does, when she's normal special summon, you can add 1 generated card or 1 plat monster from your deck to your hand except herself. For the most part, you're always going to be adding our field spell, which is generated like boss stage. But if you guys don't or already have, you would add our other targets. But yeah, so that's it for her. Now moving on, we play 1 Hella Generator Boss of Doom. If you guys don't know what she does, essentially she's quick effect, tribute 1 generator monster or zombie monster, and then summon back a generator monster or zombie monster in your graveyard. Back on the field with a different name. She's not good. She's more for like utility purposes. She's not essentially like the best one you want to bring out. But again, I am only playing 1 of her as well because I am playing more of like a mixed variant, and of course like having her, you kind of need her for the combo. You can play like, again, like you can play Nidhogg and like the fire guy and the machine guy, but I just personally feel like those cards aren't that good just in this variant of the deck. But if you guys have like proper points, make sure you guys like message me or comment down below, because I do want to hear what your guys' personal opinions are on decks like these when I make them. But yeah, so that's it for the 1 Hella. Now moving on to the last generator monster we played, the 1 Utgard Generator Boss of Delusion. Now if you guys don't know what he does, he's a quick effect, tribute 2, and then target 1 card on the field and then banishes. You like a quick effect Dryden, in a sense, quick effect like math, not quick effect because Dryden and Masterpiece are both quick effects. But yeah, like he's target 1, banish it, quick effect, really good. Being able to summon during your opponent's turn, being able to manipulate your opponent's board state and push for more advantage is really good. So that's it for the generator lineup, guys. It is a little bit smaller than like my pure list, but again, of course that kind of makes sense because it is more of like a mixed variant. But yeah, so now moving on from Utgard, of course we are rocking triple Alistair the Invoker. Now like the best splashable engine that any deck can play is Alistair the Invoker. 1 card Macaws, 1 card everything, and again, like for the most part, most generators are different attributes. Again, I know that I'm playing Har and Hella, which are darks, but Mardell is a light, Utgard is a light. This boy is a fire, so perk target, but he can technically become any of these guys, so it's really good, and the synergy is definitely there. And yeah, so that's it for like the main deck monsters like engine cards. Moving on to the third engine, which is the hand trap engine. We're just playing triple Ash Blossom and triple Effect Veiler. Again, you can play Nibiru, but I just feel like I would rather just be able to play Effect Veiler to stun our opponents so they have monsters on board so we can actually purge a few of them. Because sometimes the Nibiru token does get a little bit fat and we can't really out it. So I just decided to play the Effect Veiler just to stun our opponent and then purge them during their turn and kill them. So it's really, really good. And that's it for the hand traps. And moving on to the spells. We're playing triple Cobble of the Gate because we want like our cards to resolve as much as possible. We want Alistair to resolve as much as possible. That's why we're playing triple Cobble of the Gate. Again, you can play more hand traps if you want, maybe more Nibirus, Ghost Ogres, whatever you guys want to see. But I just personally feel like triple Cobble of the Gate is good enough as is. And then we play the 1 generator boss quest. Now if you guys don't know what boss quest does, reveal 1 generator monster from your hand and then add from your deck to your hand 2 spell cards with different names than each other, spell or trap cards that say like generator in the name, and then you can put the revealed monster back up on the deck. So essentially it's going to grab you our generator boss stage. Now boss stage, again, like I said before, if this card was in any other deck, in any other sort of archetype, in any other tier 1 represented deck, this card would either be banned or put to 1. Again, it's a field spell that does all of this, and you know how Konami feels about field spells. Like, look at all sorts of cards in like the OCG, like with like Uni Hanger, look at Trickstar Light Stage, look at cards like that. Basically, this card says when your opponent adds a card from their main deck to the hand, except during the damage step, press on 1 generator monster, and then when a generator monster summons some tokens, right? So essentially, this card's like a 1 card to summon the Lopter, and then Lopter will trigger and to summon all these cards. So this card is like the heart and soul of the deck apart from Meltdown. So now you have 2 engines that really work super well together because you obviously don't want Meltdown on the field all the time. So yeah, so perfect for that card. And then we play the 1 terraforming to play as many copies of boss stage as possible. Then moving on to the other terraforming side of the deck, we're playing triple magical Meltdown. Again, you want to play as many copies as Alistair the Invoker as possible, and I feel like triple Meltdown is the best you can play. Then we're playing double Invocation. Yes, I know you can play 3 Invocation, but personally I just don't feel like playing 3 because you only play 3 in like your Pot of Desires if you play it in that deck, because you at least want to have 1 Invocation, and since you're not playing Desires, you're always going to have 2 in your deck at all times, be able to recycle it. And no, you don't want to play 1 because hard drawing a Invocation enables an OTK. But yeah, so that's it for that. Then moving on to our draw engine of the deck. We don't play Knowledge, we don't play any of that, guys. We are playing our triple Kujikiri Curse. If you guys don't know what this card does, send 1 level 9 monster from your hand or face up from the field to the graveyard, and then draw 2 cards. Now in my last deck profile, you guys saw me actually say that you can potentially play this card in the generator cards, either Extravagance or Kujikiri Curse. Well, now I'm saying that you can play Kujikiri Curse instead of Pot of Extravagance because you need your extra deck. Because you need to have like Macabas, you know, you want your Boros Swords, you want your actual extra deck, like the meat, you know, you want the meat inside the bun. This is the bun, now you want the meat, which is your extra deck. You want the meat inside of the bun so you can actually be able to OTK and play, you know, like longer games, and you want to play past a VFD board state. So that's why you play Kujikiri Curse. Really good card in what it provides. And then moving on, we play our 2 World Legacy Monstrosity. Again, from my previous deck, guys, I am playing 2 still. Not going to play 3. I feel like 2 is just the right amount. Logic behind it is I don't want to be able to resolve like 3 of it again. I only want to resolve 2, and that's why I played the 2. Anyways, yeah, so that's it for the Monstrosity. Then moving on, we played the 1 Upstart Goblin because we are playing 40. And then we're playing our triple generator boss fight. If you guys don't know what it does, essentially it's like Metaverse. Activate 1 generator field spell directly from your deck or graveyard, then your opponent draws 1 card. So the reason why this card is actually really good is you can activate boss stage from your deck or graveyard. So if you have no more, you can actually just recycle 1. Then basically what happens is your opponent draws a card, and since generator boss stage is on the field, it'll trigger it, summon a monster, effect, summon tokens. Now you can go like horror effect, you can do all sorts of cards during the end phase, and that's why I feel like cards like Utgard are really good, because you can summon it during your opponent's end phase and like banish like a face down monster, banish like problematic trap cards, stuff like that. So yeah, that's for the main deck, guys. We're rocking 40 again. We're playing a consistent deck. Then moving on to the extra deck, of course, we played the 1 Almirage and the 1 Secure Gardena. Now this is for the Alistair play. When you go normal summon Alistair, make Almirage into Secure Gardena, Invocation away these 2 boys into our Macaba. Then we play the 1 Nightmare Phoenix just for like utility. The thing is about this deck is it has a very loose extra deck as opposed to like other combo decks or like other decks in general. Most of them don't really have extra deck space like this deck does. So I feel like it's really good. So the 1 Nightmare Phoenix. Then we play the 1 Cross Sheep to enable OTKs in our follow-up play. Like if we have like one of this guy or like this guy, and then we go normal summon Alistair the Invoker, search a card, go to Cross Sheep. Now we have all sorts of OTK potentials unlocked. Then we played the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, again just utility, and again with the Cross Sheep You can like reborn a card, make a Macabre reborn, then go like shuffle back, and then maybe push for game, or maybe make like a Purga trio with like a unicorn push for game. Then I'm playing the BLS link because all our monsters that we have are like above level 1 million, so it's like perfectly fine. It's really easy to put up BLS in this deck, and cross shape actually helps you get to BLS even more. So yeah, it's really good. Then we play the one Borrelsword Dragon because of course we play cross sheep, and like depending on what our hand is, we can actually set up OTKs fairly easily with this deck, especially with cards like Warlegacy Monstrosity, summon a bunch of cards like do a bunch of shenanigans. So yeah, I feel like Borrelsword is really important in this deck. Then we play one of the new card Invoked Generaider. You can play two if you want. If you guys don't know what he does, essentially if he special summon or a monster special summon to your opponent's field, try one monster your opponent controls destroyed, then you can banish fusion monster, and then he gains that monster's like stats, if I'm not mistaken, just the attack. But yeah, essentially the same thing. So you can summon him, pop a monster, use his effect, banish a monster, gain the attack, and then push for game. So it's really good. Again, Purga Trio, our ultimate conductor right now, attack everything your opponent controls, inflict burn damage, gain attack, kill your opponent. Purg's like super unbalanced. Elysium for like sort of like our pseudo board wipe card, if you guys want to say so. Personally, I had a lot of space in the extra deck, and I felt like putting Elysium in the deck was actually a pretty good call. Again, I do test these decks like thoroughly, and in testing Elysium did come up, so I decided to remove a couple cards to put Elysium in the deck. Then of course you're playing triple Invoked Macabre because I mean it's Macabre, right? Like what more do you want from it? So that's why I'm rocking triple Invoked Macabre. Again, like I said before, this is like a grind deck, especially with the Generator card. Being able to like sort of stun your opponent constantly over and over again, being able to constantly loop Macabre is really important. Then we play the one Infinitrack Earth Slicer. Again, if you guys don't know what he does, he's like 2 level 9 monsters, detach any number and then target that many cards on the field to pop them, so he like helps bait negates. Then of course we are playing the one True King of all Calamities. This guy is like sort of the second boss monster to Macabre, but you can actually summon both these guys out on the first turn, and I will show you guys that in a combo. But like I said before, VFD is really good. If you guys want to play more VFDs, you actually can, because again, Generator is like a rank 9 spam deck, so you can actually do it. But yeah, so that's enough for the deck file, guys. Now let's quickly move on to the combo that I was talking to you guys about, so let's go. So guys, now we are going to get into like just one combo. Of course, this deck has multiple combos. Like I showed you guys in the previous video, Lopter plus Warlegacy Monstrosity is a combo, as well as Alistair plus Warlegacy Monstrosity is a combo. And again, if you guys want to see test hands, if you guys want to see any other sorts of decks, if you guys want to pick my brain, make sure you guys comment down below. And of course, guys, make sure you guys check out Patreon, where you guys can get one-on-one help ASAP 24/7, much like a lot of our Patreons are currently doing, and you'll get super exclusive access to Patreon only videos starting on Monday. So of course, guys, make sure you guys do not miss out on that great opportunity. But yeah, anyways, enough talking, enough self-promotion. Let's get straight into these combos. So again, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start with our normal summon of Alistair the Invoker. This boy is going to go ahead and fetch our Invocation. Then of course we're going to turn our Alistair into our Elmirage right here, and then turn Elmirage into our Secure Gardener. Come out here, little boy. Secure right here. Can't be linked, but it doesn't matter because we're actually going to fusion them off. So Invocation is going to banish this boy, banish our Invoker, summon our Macabre. Perfect. Then we're going to use Invocation's effect to shuffle itself back and add our Alistair. I don't know why Invocation has this effect, but whatever, it's flawed. Go ahead and use Monstrosity here. So now we're actually protecting from Ash Blossom. Go ahead and use our Monstrosity here to summon out 2 monsters with different types and attributes than Macabre. So hard Generator boss, who's a spellcaster, and this boy, or this girl, sorry, we don't discriminate, who's a zombie. Get rid of Monstrosity, overlay these 2 boys away into our VFD, and now that's it. So just like that, guys, you saw a 2-card combo that essentially nets us a VFD, a Macabre, doesn't use as many resources as you guys would think, and we do have the Alistair to deal with cards like Nibiru. Again, if we have other cards in our hand, right, so let's just assume, you know, we had like a bunch of cards in our hand, then we could obviously like enable so many more plays. Like we could have like boss stage, so say we have boss stage during our opponent's turn, you know, we activate boss stage, and then we actually have another form of interruption on top of the VFD. Usually what I would recommend, if you guys do VFD, to summon the Utgard, because they can't use monster effects, so they're only going to be relying on their back row to interact with you, and that's where Utgard comes into play to banish a card. But again, like I said before, you kind of always want to summon out Lopter, because Lopter can you know manipulate the board state to get cards like that. But yeah, that's it for the combo tutorial and the deck profile, guys. If you guys want to see any other videos, make sure you guys let me know down below. Again, guys, like, comment, subscribe, check out our Patreon down below, guys. Like I always say, keep on dreaming, never give up on your dreams. Peace.